Hey, what's going on, everybody? You already know what this is, the Truth Hurts podcast.
Truth Hurts podcast.
And we back. We back like we never left.
Yeah, we haven't left. We've been here this whole time.
We've been here.
Hey, it's good to see you again, man.
Good to see you, man. It's good to see you. We haven't done a podcast in a long time.
Yeah, we've been, doing our own thing, but doing the same thing at the same time. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's great to be here. It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful day outside.
We decided to do a podcast outside.
To breathe some fresh air, to enjoy nature, to be in one with nature, because that's so important. Being one with nature is very important. That's how you stay connected to the universe, and that's how you attain self-mastery.
Self-mastery.
I just did a drop.
Yeah, you did a little
drop.
What's that called?
Foreshadowing. Introduction, or all that good stuff.
Yeah,
it was like an alley hoop. You supposed to come and slam dunk that thing.
Yeah, self-mastery.
Self-mastery.
What is self-mastery?
What is self-mastery? What does it sound like?
It sounds like mastering yourself.
Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, it's pretty much mastering yourself. Being one with yourself. And the first thing you need to do to obtain self-mastery is to know thyself. Once you know yourself, then you can attain self-mastery.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. So how do you get to know yourself? Like,
how do you get to know yourself?
What are steps?
You get to know yourself by spending some time alone. You know what I'm saying? You get to know yourself by reflecting on your past experiences, what you learned from those experiences. You get to know yourself by astrology. Astrology is a great way to help you to get to know yourself, because that's a whole nother topic of discussion. But astrology is a great way. Knowing your natal chart, that helps you know yourself a little bit better.
Pay attention to your emotions.
Pay attention to your emotions.
What triggers you? What makes you react to certain things? You know what I mean? Like, when you see a man beating a woman, that you might have a reaction to that. Like you might be the one to be like, no, fuck that. Stop that. Or
you lost me.
Or you might have the reaction of, no, I'm not gonna mind my own business. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get it. I don't get it. I
don't know. Because some people might react emotionally, is what I mean.
Uh-huh.
And some people might not react emotionally.
So what would you do in that situation?
I would react emotionally.
Okay.
Because I don't stand for that.
Right.
But just certain things. I made an extreme.
That was very
example.
Extreme. I don't know how we got there.
But I had to. Because people need to understand this.
That's definitely true. Hey, y'all need to understand this.
Or when your girl, she's like, oh, I'm finna throw your video game away. That she knows how to push your buttons.
Uh-huh.
And you don't want to react emotionally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta know what pushes your buttons and what doesn't. And also you gotta know how you're gonna come off. Because I noticed that when I get mad, I tend to act like an asshole.
That's true.
When I talk.
And when he's hungry.
When I'm hungry, yeah. And that same thing.
Fucking asshole.
Asshole. So I know not to talk and not to speak to nobody when that is going on. So I try to master that. Like, all right, Jonathan, you just going to
good, Jonathan.
Keep it to yourself. Kind of just, I want to be with myself at that time, because I don't want.
And I think also what plays a big part of self mastery is discipline.
Yeah, discipline.
Discipline.
Definitely discipline. You got self-discipline. It's all about self.
It's all about self.
Self.
Yeah, but like I said, understanding yourself, knowing who you are, knowing why you're here on Earth, knowing the reason why you're placed here. That's all a part of self-mastery. And then lining yourself up with your purpose to be able to fulfill your purpose through the certain qualities that you're blessed with to be a blessing on this earth.
That's crazy that you said self-discipline. I'm still stuck on that.
Okay.
Because I had to use self-discipline recently when, especially like nowadays, anything could have got me off the leash. As in, what I mean by that is like, because I'm a dog, you know what I mean?
Wait.
and I'm pretending this to women, because me, I'm single. I want to explore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I try to make sure I self-discipline myself by not exploring everyone.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
I kind of, because you don't know. There's always like what baggage I should say with everyone. You know what I mean? You got to make sure, you got to be careful who you transfer your energy to, is what I like. It's who you have sex with is what I mean.
That's
I'd say transfer energy because it sounds better.
Whatever.
But
whatever floats your boat, find lost remote.
Right. And yeah, and I use some of my discipline skills to keep my head focused and make sure I don't get caught up in that baggage.
So what are some ways that you practice discipline?
When I tend to think about certain things like sex and stuff like that, I distract myself from that.
Mm-hmm. So you change your thoughts.
I change my thoughts.
Okay.
Yes. So I either start meditating is what I started doing, or I start like cleaning, or I start reading a book.
That's good.
Yeah. So something like positive.
And those are all positive actions.
Yes.
That'll help you be more productive in life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And or if you want to take another route, you can always masturbate. But I don't really.
What happened to
I don't really promote that anymore because
you're promoting it though.
I know, but I try not to promote that as much because I want
but
you
it
to
does help.
I want you to do something more positive than that. Like, cause that wastes time too. You wasting time, like especially if, we're not gonna go to that.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah,
stop. We already did a whole podcast on what he's talking about.
Previous.
Yeah,
check out the previous podcast.
I thought you took a break from all of that, but anyway,
I did.
Self mastery, mastering self. I first started mastering myself and started taking more time in this topic to study about 4 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe like 5-6 years ago now. Time has flown by. So about 6 years ago, I started practicing more self-mastery, self-discipline. And I started first by attaining more knowledge of myself, learning the things around me, learning about nature, learning about, the Most High and how I'm connected. Once I attained that knowledge, and only attaining the knowledge and getting the knowledge, knowing is only half the battle. Because now you have to put in actions to do the knowledge that you learned. And that's the hardest task, to do what you know.
Absolutely.
But it takes practice. It takes practice, one step at a time. You know what I'm saying? Read one chapter a day. Maybe read a couple pages a day. You know what I'm saying? Then eventually you'll be able to read a whole book in a week. So it just takes practice. It takes time. It takes discipline. Start with one step. One small step, and once you're able to take 2 or 3 steps, then start taking 2 or 3 steps at a time. But put that practice in. Practice makes perfect. Don't do the AI. Practice.
You gotta crawl before you walk.
You gotta crawl before you walk. You know what I'm saying?
Can't
you gotta
steps.
dribble before you ball. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You gotta all that good stuff.
All that good shit. That's good.
Yeah.
Damn, that's dope. And what if you're not a very spiritual person? You know what I mean?
Spirituality and self-mastery
goes hand in hand.
It goes hand in hand. So
even if that means you're not in touch with you. I mean, I would say, because somebody told me this. Somebody told me that I wasn't basically, I didn't know I was spiritual, but I really am.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't. Yeah. A lot of people don't. Because it's within us. A lot of things that are within us, we don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you might read something and be like, oh yeah, I know that. Or you might hear something that we say and you're like, oh, I know that. But knowing and doing, 2 different things.
Yeah, because if you just read a book and you didn't, you're not applying the knowledge you learned from the book, then what purpose did that serve you?
It doesn't serve you. And I was talking to Jonathan about this. Like, I used to be a big reader. At one time I wasn't a big reader. Then I started reading more, and now I don't read, but just read every damn day. But I don't read as much as I used to, But through life, I've learned you only can learn so much from a book. A book can only teach you so much. You gotta have to be able to read yourself, look within, reflect, think. Reflect, look within yourself, read yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know thyself. A book can only teach you certain things. We learn from experiences. Once you go through an experience, reflect on the experience you went through. See what you can learn from the experience. See how you can move differently and change the way the outcome had happened by just changing your actions with an experience. That's how you obtain self-mastery.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that because, like, just because of you're reading a book is like another person writing that. So that's another human being.
Yeah.
And you can't worship the book.
No.
You just gotta take bits
heed.
And pieces.
Take heed. You know, you definitely can learn something from everybody.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. You know, but trust yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, self-mastery is about trusting yourself, understanding your gut, understanding your heart, and listening to it, following it. You know,
you gotta trust
other people around you might be like, no, go that way, no, go that way. But your heart, yourself telling you, look, stay still. You gotta stay still. Follow your heart. Follow yourself. Self-mastery.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it any better than that.
Your health, exercise, prayer, all that is a part of spirituality. All that is a part of self-mastery. You know? You have to be the best you can be in all things while being humble at the same time. You know?
You know what's right and you know what's wrong.
Exactly.
And like he said, you got to go with your gut feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And just be aware of everything. You have to have self-awareness.
Exactly.
With
awareness. Self-mastery, you have to be aware. You have to be aware of what's around you. Mm-hmm. You know, don't get fooled by the illusions. It's so many illusions out here. Don't get fooled by it.
Yeah, this is chess, not checkers.
This is chess, not checkers. You know? This is chess, not checkers. Perception is a motherfucker. You know? So know what's true. Know what's real. The truth hurts. And that's why we do this shit.
Yeah, because you'd be surprised on how many, like, once you start self-mastering yourself, then you start awakening on other things. Your awareness will be, you're so self-aware now, you know everything that's going on around you.
Right.
You know everything. And you know that you can't be played as a fool or any of that because
and even when you feel like you might know everything, at the same time you have to understand that you know nothing. You know, at the same time. And it's that balance. It's that duality that I know, but at the same time, I know nothing. You know? And that's where you get power from. Because you're always able to learn. You're always able to grow.
And that's
at the same time, you're aware and you know.
And that's like hustling when you even if you got it, you still got to hustle like you broke.
Exactly.
Same thing. You know, same thing. But this is to self-mastering. You got to keep gaining knowledge. You know, knowledge is infinite.
Yeah, knowledge is true power.
You know what I'm saying? So there's so much to learn. You'll never learn everything.
Right. Today I fixed the sink. I don't fix fucking sinks, but I did it. You know why?
Why?
Because I know.
Because you know?
Because I know. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, self-mastery. And I still have a long way to go. JV still has a long way to go.
Definitely. We all got a long way.
We all have long ways to go. But hop on the road. It's not you're never gonna get there if you don't start today. Self-mastery. Go do some push-ups.
And be around people that are trying to self-master themselves.
Exactly. If you're not either be around them people that's trying to master the self, that's on the same playing field and mindset and frequency as you, or be around no one. Surround yourself with nature. Surround yourself with trees. You know? That's infinite knowledge. They know more than most people know. And you might look at it funny, you might take it as a joke, but that's infinite knowledge. You know, these are my friends, you know. Breathe in.
They do more for you. They do more for you than your friends.
Exactly.
They give you oxygen.
Exactly. Appreciate them. Appreciate that. Real talk.
Right.
And that's self-mastery. Knowing that you can do without.
And it's free too.
It's free. But the most amazing thing in this world are free. We pay for fucking copies of the real stuff. You know? That's true. Best things in the world are free. We're blessed with everything we need right here on this earth.
Yeah,
you just gotta know.
You can't beat sex.
Wait, huh?
Oh, I don't know.
What are you talking about?
When we talk about things are free, you know, I was thinking like oxygen, sex,
yeah.
You know, all the good things that are like.
You're dirty.
I'm just thinking. I mean, from a perspective, let's go back to perspective.
Okay.
You might see
change
me,
my perspective.
You might see me as like a dirty or a freaky dude, but I'm thinking like in my perspective, I'm thinking like this is nature, this is natural.
You're right. You're right. I take that back. I'm not gonna be judgmental.
I
apologize.
No, it's fine. It's natural to judge.
You know? See, that's self mastery.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I had to. That's one thing I had to fix in myself. You know, is judgment, because we're raised in a very judgmental culture and society here in America, and I'm gonna say America just because that's where my experiences are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I had to fix that in myself. I had to stop being judgmental. You know, so I had to stop seeing someone, you know, as homeless and then like, you know, I had to change that. You know, I had to change my perception, like you said. You know, and that's one attribute or one area of focus that I've tried to obtain more self-mastery in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And discipline, like you said, discipline with sex. It was a point in time where I was trying to
or he was dipping his shovel into everything.
All right, stop.
He was digging all the holes.
No, not all the holes, but I was doing a lot, you know. But I had to control myself and get that self-mastery. And when I obtained that self-mastery and I knew the power behind controlling my sexual urges and control your emotions. My emotions and things like that, it gave me more power and control over my own life. Once you have power and control of your own life, then you can move things around, you know, way more, you know,
you could
fluidly.
Change everything.
You can change everything
that you find negative.
Yes. Once you master self, everything else comes easily.
You can flip
everything
it.
else comes easily. Money comes easily once you master self. You know, food comes easily once you master self. Knowledge flows easily once you master self. Happiness, joy, patience, peace comes when you master self.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, self-mastery.
Self-mastery.
And let's leave it on that note.
We're going to leave it on a note, and we want you
to practice.
Identify some things in your own life that you can master within self. And I'll do the same.
Me too.
And Davey will do the same too.
Yeah.
You know, master self. Only you know self. Be honest with yourself. Be truthful with yourself. Because if you're not able to be honest and truthful with your own self,
yeah, you got to be real.
You got to be real.
Even if it hurts.
Truth hurts.
Hey.
We're going to leave on that note.
Yeah.
True Hurts Podcast.
Peace.
Peace.